to another amazing hour of Good Morning Football at the Super Bowl, presented by Kate Jewelers. On this Friday, we've had Justin Timberlake on the show, Eli Manning on the show, Golden Tate. What a day.
My boy, man. We had some absolute monsters. And speaking of monsters, we had J.J. Watt on the show. He was incredible. What a show.
Nate Burleson, Peter Schrager, Kyle Brandt. You can tweet the show at #GMFB. For the next hour, we are getting you set for Super Bowl Live and talking to the biggest stars on and off the field. Right after us, Kirk Cousins expected to join NFL Network, so keep it here on that. Let's take a look at the rest of the guests coming up on Good Morning Football. Cameron Jordan, Greg Olson, and Benjamin Watson, friend of the show, friend of Good Morning Football Weekend, joins us. But right now, it's time to talk to a coach.
Let's get right to it, guys. Let's hit the lead block.
Let's roll!
He's one of the best coaches in the NFL. He's got a Super Bowl ring, and he is one of the most respected men in the game. Guys, let's welcome in New Orleans Saints head coach Sean Payton.
All right, Coach.
How are you guys
Sean,
doing?
you've now done this we're doing awesome. You've now done this for 11 years, but we got to say, as a table, we loved the Saints team this season because it looked like the guys were having so much fun, and you were too. What made this year's Saints squad so special in your eyes?
I think it's a young team, and I think the thing that struck me as the head coach was they had no boundaries in regards to what they wanted to accomplish. I don't think they put a time frame or looked at it like we've got to build for 2 or 3 years. I mean, the rookie class, there were so many young players playing. We had 12 starters go to IR, and then the next players coming up were playing well. So I think that youth in the last 2 draft classes has really paid off for us, and they were having fun, and it's kind of contagious.
Well, talking about that youth, Coach, you have something in common with the 4 of us at this table. We love Alvin Kamara. We love him all year. We love watching him play. Tell us something about this guy. What makes him tick as a person, and when did you think you might have a superstar in your hands?
Well, first off, when you go through the evaluation process, you spend a lot of time on film, and then you go out to the individual workouts. We had a private workout with the players from Tennessee, and there were 7 or 8 of them. Dinner the night before, the next day at the facility. And the one thing that stood out in my time with Alvin was how smart he is. He's exceptionally bright when it comes to being on the football field, and then also just in conversation. So he's one of those guys that I remember leaving the workout and saying, we have to find a way to draft that player. And he's a problem solver. He's someone that is easy on the quarterback because he's never going to surprise Drew with what he does. I think he came in like our whole rookie class did, and they came in eager to please. They worked extremely hard. But I would say what is very surprising about him is his personality and what kind of guy he is. I think anyone who's spent time interviewing him or visiting with him would come away very impressed with who he is, not only as a football player, but also as a young man.
What's up, Coach? I still haven't forgiven you for knocking out my Detroit Lions in that playoff game in New Orleans. But speaking of Kamara, let's talk about that rookie class that you guys had. This could be the best rookie class that we've ever seen. Marshawn Lattimore, Ryan Ramczyk, Kamara, of course, and Marcus Williams. They all contributed and did big things for you this year. Tell us what that rookie class means to you and also the squad.
Well, look, every year the offseason comes. Right now for 32 teams, of course, there's 2 teams playing this weekend, but you begin to highlight what are needs, what are musts, what are things that we have to get accomplished in the offseason. And quite honestly, we had struggled with personnel with some poor decisions in drafts, poor decisions in free agency, and it took a while. But Jeff Ireland's done a great job. He's come in, really brought the scouting department together, and we've really outlined some parameters, and I think it's paid dividends for us as a team. We've been able to not only select players that we think fit a vision for us, but they've been able to transition and play real quickly. So when you get a rookie class where your starting tackle, for instance, and Ramczyk has played every game, and your corners played most of the season, Kamara, of course, is starting. Marcus Williams had a great year at free safety. Alex Anzalone started the first 3 weeks of the season before getting hurt in London. Trey Hendrickson's another player that played a lot of snaps for us, and Al Muhammad is someone that we think is going to I mean, that is a lot of snaps for a rookie class. I think in free agency the same way. So identifying what you're looking for and then quickly getting them up to speed, all of that I think is paramount.
You mentioned Marcus Williams, Coach. Incredible rookie season. It did not end that way, though. I feel like when everybody thinks about him, they think about Stephon Diggs. You personally, as his coach, what was your message to him and to the rest of the team in moving forward?
I think our team really rallied and around not only Marcus, but just the way that game unfolded. I mean, if you look closely at it, he has an interception that puts us in position to win that game. We're 3rd and 1 before our field goal. If we're able to just convert the 3rd down, we're going to take the clock down to 3 seconds and kick that field goal rather than 25 seconds. So on one play for the season he had and how successful his rookie year was, that by no means is going to define him. And I would say if I was trying to pick a rookie player in that class or a player on our team that would be able to handle that and get past it, it would be Marcus Williams. He's a tremendous young man and a fantastic player. And so it's all ahead of him. And I know certainly as a coaching staff, his teammates the same way. We all feel the same way. There are too many things he did to put us in a position to win that game. And it was tough the way it ended. But, hopefully that leaves a little hunger in our mouths and we come back ready to go. We play here at Minnesota again next year, so we'll see.
All right, Coach, well, let's get serious for a second. After seeing your locker room dance, New Orleans hip-hop artist Shamar Allen released a track called Sean Payton. So did you ever think that your dance moves in the locker room would inspire a hip-hop generation, baby?
Listen, you know what? It's funny because we were having one of those spontaneous moments, and like right away you get a guy like Kamara who just like gets to his phone and videotapes it, and gives guys a hard time a little bit. But we kind of have old school Wednesday practice, and then we have Millennial Fridays, and that was a little millennial moment for us, and it's fun being around these young guys.
I think we have Millennial Fridays on this show.
I did not think there would be a dance.
Coach, you're joining us today on behalf of Zebra Technologies. It's the official on-field player tracking provider of the NFL. How critical is that information? How do you use it?
Well, it is critical. We use it at practice. We use it to measure workload. The league's worked with Zebra now the last 4 years, and it's nothing new. The technology, we see it in our everyday lives. Zebra's for decades tracking, the little barcode scans that you see in the grocery store, in your retail stores, when you go somewhere and ask if they have a shirt in this size, and they give you the answer right away. I mean, that's right on the edge of performance. And so we look for those same things. Our league has it now. When you guys see Leonard Fournette run 22 miles an hour, that's Zebra. It's just the simple barcodes that we're able to put on the player's shoulder pads, and I think it's helping us as a league from a technology standpoint grow. The ability for us to soon be able to track in or out of bounds across the goal line or not, all of those things. The chips are in footballs. So it's a group that I'm delighted to work with. They work with 95 of the 100 of the Fortune 500 companies, and they've been around a long time doing this. And it's really just until late that now we're tracking NFL player movements. We're able to see where they're at, who's where, and how many snaps are they playing. So it helps us in a lot of ways.
Coach, your team was my favorite all season long. Loved reading you on, and the entertaining, most talented, that rookie class, those vets, the dancing, all of it. There'll be a lot to look forward to next year. Appreciate you joining the show, Coach Sean Payton, everybody.
Good job, Coach. Great job.
Up next, you have Greg Olson and Ben Watson. They've made a name for themselves at the tight end spot, but today they're being recognized for what they're doing off the field. Plus, earlier in the show, we had J.J. Watt on. Let's see what his little brother has to say. Little TJ, JJ love going on here. Brother and brother, live from the Super Bowl.
Each January.